All right, welcome back to another episode of Tuesday Tips and Tricks. I'm Max, your host of WeVideo, and today we've got another great show. We'll be talking about video thumbnails today, and we'll be featuring a special guest. But before we get started, as always, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as well as hit the bell icon in the top right corner so you can get a notification. You can also subscribe to get an email update for all our upcoming shows on our new Tuesday Tips and Tricks landing page. This also has all of our recorded content, so you can go back and take a look at any past episodes. With that, let's bring on our co-host, Tyler Wall.
Hey, Max. Happy Tuesday once again.
Happy Tuesday.
Looking good. You got, I can see through your shirt there a little bit, I guess.
Green screen action.
Yeah.
So let's get a quick kind of rundown of what we'll be showing today. We're going to start by doing a quick update on how you can choose your thumbnail through WeVideo, as well as export to YouTube to make that process faster. Then from there, we are going to go over into what kind of outside of WeVideo, bring on our special guest graphic designer from WeVideo, where we'll talk about what makes a good video thumbnail, what to do, what to not do, and then we'll finish up. We're going to go over kind of the different tools that will help you along that process and wrap up with a quick rundown of a couple YouTube channels that we think have great, consistent video thumbnails, and always answer any questions that you guys throw out in the chat.
Definitely.
So with that, take it away.
Thumbnails is something we've gone over before slightly, but we're just going to go a bit more in depth and show you once again how you can create some of these in WeVideo, and then our special guest Brian will join us to help customize a little further even.
Exactly.
All right, so we got my screen up here. We are in WeVideo once again, and we're just going to show you guys how you can set a thumbnail based on your timeline. So you can see here I've got a couple different examples. Let's say we're making some sort of video. We have a title similar to this. So there's a couple ways we can set a thumbnail based on our timeline. The first is going to be in the upper left corner. If you click Save or Save As, that's going to select the point from your playhead. So this image here. So we could even choose a point of this that he's smiling a bit more, and then just hit save. And you can see there it said very briefly, I don't know if you caught that, but it was capturing the thumbnail image. So basically what that's going to do is when we go to finish, once you're happy with your video and you're going to export, you can see these three here. These are the last three save points that you created. So the one that we just set is right there, front and center. So we could go ahead and select any of these that we like. If we wanted to go back, maybe click a different one, could do that as well. And that's just one option to set our thumbnail. Once you've actually exported, there is another way to set a thumbnail. So we're going to show you that as well. Let me get to
one of our finished videos. There's so many.
Okay. I think, yeah, I exported before we started this live. So here's our same video we were working on. All right, so another way that we can even fine-tune this further is once you've exported, just go ahead and click this Change Thumbnail on your export screen. So that's going to give us the option to drag to any point of our video.
Nice. You can just scrub through there.
Yep. So that makes it really easy to select a point within your video to export, right? And I can just go ahead and click Select. And that's going to take a second, and it should set our thumbnail to that when we refresh. Boom. Pretty straightforward. But the problem that we run into a lot is maybe we don't have a thumbnail image within our timeline that we like. So we want to customize that further, right? So
Exactly.
that's where we're going to help you out a little bit more and show you some examples of ways that you can create that thumbnail, maybe outside of WeVideo itself, right? I think we wanted to show also, we've gone over this before, but YouTube, sharing directly to YouTube. So
Yeah.
that's pretty easy as well. Within your export screen, just want to be sure that you're connected to YouTube. It looks like I'm not currently. So we could show that process once again. I know
Let's do it real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to want to go into account settings.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Beautiful.
Sorry, I'm getting a little lost there. Okay. Yeah, so if you didn't see that, I clicked on admin, and then within admin, there's another admin tab, and you can see there's this destinations. So looks like we actually have YouTube set up. I think I confused myself a bit here. So once you're going to finish, you can send direct to YouTube from this screen.
There we go.
So once again, working on an edit, happy with the edit, click this Finish tab, upper right corner, and then you're going to have these options here. So I think YouTube is probably one of the most popular destinations for our users, but there's lots of different options you can see here: Google Drive, Dropbox, or even like Wistia or a different platform that would utilize a thumbnail. So just click that YouTube, and when you export, it's going to send directly to YouTube and publicly publish that video. And then once you're within YouTube, you can customize, upload an image that you like for a thumbnail, or similar to WeVideo, you can select from that video itself one of the sections, I guess, that would be a good thumbnail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for this portion of the show, we're going to bring on our special guest, Brian Gwynn, who is our graphic designer here at WeVideo. And he is responsible for any of the video thumbnails that you see of WeVideo, as well as the graphics on our website, emails,
tips,
kind of social throughout. So with that, I think we're bringing him on shortly. Awesome. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Max and Tyler. How are you guys doing?
Brian?
Doing great.
So, good. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create, not necessarily create, but what I have done in the past for the WeVideo thumbnails.
Yeah, so let's start by kind of going over some of the ones you've made. We'll point out kind of the key features that our users should be looking for when they make a thumbnail, some of the best practices. And then from there, we'll go into kind of more of the specifics, as well as the different tools that they can leverage to create these high quality thumbnails.
Look at those two guys.
Cool, yeah. So for this thumbnail here, we have Max and Tyler. As you can see, I did a black and white style for them because I don't want them to stand out like crazy, because this thumbnail is going to be used throughout the Live Tuesday Tips series. So in our YouTube channel, it'll all look consistent throughout, but basically the only real difference you'll see will be the title of the thumbnail. Big bold text, some sort of colored call out behind it. It really helps it pop off the thumbnail image and kind of gives it some sort of branding. One thing to keep in mind with pretty much all the thumbnails I've done for Tuesday Tips or videos with Max and videos for WeVideo in general is the rule of thirds. So as you can see, we have Max and Tyler both on this side of the image. So it's a third of the image is Max and Tyler. They have nice smiles showing some sort of excitement to draw the viewer in. And then the other side, we have the copy, which has our logo, text about what the video is about, and kind of evens out the whole thumbnail to have everything you need there, but not have one thing overpower the other.
Something we use in video too is the rule of thirds. And you can see your eyes kind of start at the image of me and Max and then go directly to this text, at least for me.
Yeah, another thing, kind of just on the text portion of this, the actual title, I think in YouTube was longer, different. It may have been something like how to link accounts for exports in WeVideo. Obviously, that's very wordy to have all on a thumbnail. One thing you want to keep in mind is a lot of users are going to be watching and scrolling through their thumbnail feed on YouTube on their mobile device. So you want to make sure that everything's legible. So that title was shortened for just the keywords so that you still have an idea of what the video is about, but it's not super busy.
Another thing to keep in mind about this thumbnail here is this is the only one I'm going to show with 2 people in it. So a way to get 2 people into one thumbnail, because we are in a difficult time where you can't have 2 people side by side without a mask on, is to take a photo of both of them, same lighting, same scene, same everything, and then cut the background out and layer it. So in this case, we have Max layered on top of Tyler, which layering, it's something that you know from video. Whatever goes on top, it kind of stacks in a way. So basically, this text and everything is layered, then Max, then Tyler.
Yeah, so let's, do you want to kind of show, Brian, a couple more thumbnails, or do you want to show how you go
Yeah,
about
I'll show 2 more. I'll just show 2 more thumbnails just to quickly show different styles.
Okay.
So here was just a thumbnail for Max before they did the Max and Tyler show. So in this, we had multiple photos of Max, but we thought a thinking version of Max would be good because it kind of draws the viewer in a little bit more and wonders what is going on in this video, how to create video with subtitles and a progress bar. Okay, I might be a little bit more interested. The video thumbnail is going to be really small, so something bold and bright is very, very important. Another example is the Tuesday tips and tricks with just Max being the host. This was more of a tropical theme. So basically bright colors, big fonts, WeVideo logo pretty much in every thumbnail we'll have, so the viewers know that it is a WeVideo video. But yeah, big bright colors, bold text, a big image of the person if there is a person in it. Depending on if it's not like, let's say, a tutorial on how to do video editing, or if it's on something else. The background image, it can be something that relates more to the video.
Gotcha. Yeah, and we'll show kind of more examples of other influencers and companies kind of toward the tail end of this, so you have a taste of different styles. But from here, Brian, how do you go about removing the background? Because as shocking as this may be, we don't actually have a palm tree backdrop here in the office with the nice gradient that you see there.
Yeah, I will show you a really good, easy, quick, free tool to use called remove.bg. Basically, you'll come to the site, drop your image right into the browser, you upload it,
Doesn't like the drag and drop.
Yeah, I guess the file size was too big for this one.
There we go.
All right. So quick and easy. It pulls the background completely off the image. It's definitely important if you're trying to remove the background from an image. Have a really clean backdrop. and also make sure who's ever in the photo is wearing some sort of color that has a really high contrast between the background image, because that's going to have the best cut lines. And then from here, you can just download it, and then I will show you.
Wow, that tool did it right away.
Yeah.
Can you
So
show
can see
the original image so we can see?
Yeah, I think it was just with the white wall, right? Oh, it's green wall. That's right.
Yeah. So you can see here, the lines and edges on Tyler are very, very sharp. So it's really easy to cut him out. So that's a really key feature to actually making this process work well. And also the black t-shirt helps a lot on the screen, but it can be a white background, pretty much most colors, as long as the colors don't conflict with each other.
Perfect.
Similar to how WeVideo uses the chroma key tool, you can use other colors, but green typically works the best, just because it's the furthest away from skin tone.
I'll show you one more way of removing a background. If any of you guys are Mac users, if you go in the preview window of any image you have that you want to take the background out of, you basically go up to this little pen tool up here. You click into there, and there's a magic wand tool right here. You click that, and then you basically click the corner and then drag in as you're clicking. And then you can see these chasing ant lines that go all the way around Tyler. And this is basically saying all this green area is going to be taken away once you hit delete. And then as you can see there, nice clean background. You can crop in the image a little bit more to make Tyler stand out, or whoever's in your video thumbnail stand out a little bit more in your image.
That's awesome.
Yeah, one kind of rule of thumb when it comes to thumbnails, pun intended, is you want the subject's eyes, the whites of their eyes. You want the subject to be close enough so that you could see the whites of their eyes. Just generally, kind of through A/B testing, it's been found that the closer the image, the better it performs in getting people to click.
So Brian would probably crop this one in.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now kind of into more of the technical stuff. Brian, what tool do you use?
In my professional career, I use Photoshop, but there is tons of different easier tools to use. It's just what I'm comfortable with. And I like to do a little bit of photo editing as well as I do the thumbnails, but I know Max has a few easy free tools to use as well.
Yeah, so actually kind of as we go through this process, the next step obviously is to add in the background and text. So as you said, you use Photoshop, but some of the other options there, Canva's a big one. You can even use this in like Microsoft Paint, Google Slides, some of those free native apps that are available just from your computer. Anything that really adds the ability to do layers.
You could even use WeVideo, right? We could use this background remover, take the different layers that you want to use to create a thumbnail and put those into your editor, take screenshots from there. So that's another option as well.
Exactly. Yeah, so a lot of options. We're not going to go into the specifics for each individual tool, but the big thing is you want to export your image without the background as a PNG, right, Brian?
PNG or JPEG is fine for a thumbnail. You won't lose as much compression with the PNG, so it is a great way to go. Another good thing to keep in mind is to try to make the thumbnails 1280 by 720.
Okay.
It's pretty much the best all-around sizing for video thumbnails.
And that's the resolution you typically use?
Yes.
Great. With that, I think let me show a couple other examples of channels that we like that I think do a good job with their video thumbnails. Share my screen here. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yep, can see it.
All right, so this is our friend Kim Garst, her channel, and she does a lot of kind of interviews with different marketing technology providers. And as you can see, just kind of by browsing through her channel homepage, she's got a very similar thumbnail design for each of her different videos. She goes with generally a black background, the subject of that video, and then the topic written in her branded blue, white, and red color using the same font throughout. Another great example is our friend Justin Brown over at Primal Video. As you can see, his are a little more busy, but again, follows kind of the same theme of having the subject, in this case him, who often discusses different tools of the trade related to video, clear and easy to see text describing what the video is about, and then oftentimes the logo of the product that he's reviewing. So the duck from StreamYard, Android, you got the Android icon right there, YouTube. And at first glance, it might kind of look like a lot of these are very different in terms of formatting and style. But if you go and look at his different playlists, he tends to follow the same theme of thumbnail layout for the videos in each of his playlists. See if I can show it here. Yeah, so as you see here, these are all very similar with each different subject.
Keeps the same theme.
Yeah. And then lastly, this is another good example, Dottotech, also similar topics of reviewing marketing software. He follows very similar theme as well. He's got him in each one of his video thumbnails, as well as the same font and layout for the subject of each one of his videos. And then to the bottom left corner, he's got the subject or the tool that he's reviewing.
Very cool.
See that throughout.
Yeah, and just pay attention when you're on YouTube and looking for something next time. Which thumbnails attract your eye? Which ones are you clicking on? And then maybe try and utilize some of those tools that we mentioned with the big text or good expressions that you see.
Yeah, I mean, the industry standard kind of says the one thing that you can do after you've uploaded a video to increase your views for that video, even if it's been around for a while, is messing around with the thumbnail and changing that. And generally what you want to do is just do incremental changes with kind of your A/B tests there. So maybe change around with like the layout or change around with the colors, but only kind of do one at a time so that you keep things going from like apples to apple rather than apples to oranges, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So you can kind of pinpoint what improves, what doesn't. And then the key thing after that is just to keep kind of a consistency going throughout so that when people kind of scroll through YouTube, they can immediately recognize, oh, these videos are from the same channel. Well, beautiful. Brian, thanks for coming on. Glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we got a lot of kind of comments in our chat saying thanks here. But there's no new questions. I think that's a wrap. All right. So as always, thanks for joining, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday. Happy creating. We'll see y'all next week.
See you guys.
See ya.